Good morning, Patriots. Grab your coffee. No scripts, no filters, no nonsense. Welcome to the magic carpet ride. Politics.
Good morning, Patriots. Good morning.
Uncensored.
Welcome to
Real talk.
Coffee with Cap. You know,
Coffee with Cap.
top story this morning is, of course, the government is going to try to convince you that ticks are not being dropped by the millions from airplanes and boxes and stuff. It's an interesting fact nonetheless, because if you look this information up, it clearly says on the old Google here that there is no verified evidence that ticks have ever been deliberately released from the sky or in any other artificial way. Claims circulating in 2026, such as farmers finding boxes of ticks or ticks being dropped off from aircraft, have been widely debunked by public health experts and fact checkers. Yeah, you can kiss my ass. I'm not going to be convinced about something that can be easily seen, that people are easily seeing everywhere. So if our government is not dropping ticks from airplanes, then why are people finding boxes with ticks all over them? I'm curious. I would like to know what the answer to that question is. And that's what I'm going to explore this morning, because the simple fact is, this is happening. And the longer that our government keeps trying to deny the fact that it's happening, the crazier it's going to make people. And that's kind of the point. The point is to put you in a psychological state of mind where you don't believe anything that's happening. And that's exactly what's going on with our government right now. All over the United States, especially in middle America right now, farmers, hunters, and random people are finding these things. They're finding these boxes of ticks all over the woods. But apparently that doesn't happen. And I think that's one of the major things that you're facing in our country right now, is this psychological gaslighting campaign, to where no matter what goes on in this country, our government will come out just like a communist nation and will tell you, no, we're not actually doing those things. You're crazy. That's what's happening right now. And it's happening everywhere in our country. No matter what we find, no matter what's going on, our government will come out, look us dead in the face, or most of the time they'll just lie to us on a news report or somewhere, and they'll tell us, no, these things don't actually happen. You're crazy. That's called gaslighting. And that's exactly what they're doing. So we're just going to deny the fact that farmers and hunters are finding these things all over the woods. We're going to deny the fact that boxes have been found, that there's video online of these boxes that are found literally covered in ticks. We're going to pretend like people aren't seeing their own farm animals on their farms dead. I watched a video just yesterday of a very nice young lady who has a farm, and she walked up onto one of her heads of cattle who was absolutely covered in ticks. Covered. But this isn't happening. No, I guess that cow just decided to walk into a bad patch of grass and all of a sudden get covered with thousands upon thousands of ticks. Why are they doing this, though? It's very simple. It's called population control. Now, I've argued this before with several people, but I would like somebody to give me another reason to why these things might actually be happening, and it's not population control, because the truth is there's no other reason. Okay, you're dealing with a society that refuses to stop growing, especially here in America and overseas. You have babies being born every single day, and it's a simple fact. You cannot continue to feed everybody. I work in the beef industry. I see the prices going up every day. I see people complaining every day. I see the juxtaposition between society A and society B. The people can afford beef, the people that can't. This is a thing. So why would you want to introduce a population of ticks? What does that do? Well, it creates Lyme disease. and it creates alpha-gal syndrome. Now, the Lyme disease is not necessarily as bad in terms of the overall picture as the alpha-gal. But let me explain to those of you out there that don't know what this does. If you are bitten by a single tick that holds the alpha-gal problem, we'll call it, you can never eat red meat again. I want you to really think about that. I want you to really wrap your heads around that. If you are infected with alpha-gal syndrome by one of these ticks, there is a chance that you will never be able to eat red meat again, because the second that you eat it, you get an allergic reaction. Is anybody starting to understand the bigger picture here? How do you control a food supply in a world that is overpopulated? You can't just start a war. You can't take the food from people. What if you were able to somehow circumvent that and prevent people from eating red meat? Just think about the implications. Or can you? These things are happening. Whether or not someone needs to convince me of that it's a waste of time. We've known for years that the Gates Foundation, that Bill and Melinda Gates are specifically almost solely responsible with the genetic modification of ticks and mosquitoes. They're doing it right now, as a matter of fact. There's plans to release 35, 40 million mosquitoes in Texas. So my question to you, the audience, is if these things are not happening, if according to Google, there is no verified evidence that these things have ever been deliberately released, what's the end game? What is the purpose of trying to convince everybody that they're crazy? I would think that in a society 250 years of this country where we are absolutely about to pop, the country is about to rip itself apart at the seams. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we could start finding a way to emasculate men. Maybe we can find a way, if there is a way, to prevent men from standing up. Oh, I don't know, like putting things in the water, maybe lowering the testosterone of men so that they're less likely to stand up and fight back. No, they would never do that. Your government would never do that to you. You're crazy. You're just a lunatic. You're a conspiracy theorist. Good morning to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day today. These are the things that have been on my mind lately. They should be on your mind too. I know it's crazy right now. I know it's an election year. We're dealing with the midterms and we're dealing with everything going on in Belfast and everything going on in the UK. But for the love of God, people, we have to focus. So good morning to everybody. I hope you're having a great morning. Thanks for joining me today. Coffee with Cap. How's everybody doing today? Sometimes I just kind of start in on these things because, they're on my mind and I forget to ask you how you're doing. How is everybody doing out there in the world today? I hope that you're having a good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here. If this is your first time here, we kind of go off the script here a little bit, and we just kind of talk about what's really going on in the world. And I got to tell you guys, I don't know how we come back from this. I don't know where do we go? Where do we go from this point? We're supposed to just keep moving forward and pretending like nothing is happening with everything going on in the world. It just seems like maybe we are trying to prevent a worldwide uprising. Maybe. Have you seen what's going on in the UK? Have you seen what's going on in Ireland today? Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I've got good mornings coming in from everywhere today. Good morning coming in from Alabama. We got good mornings coming in from California, from southern Mississippi. We got India. I have someone watching from India. I'm not sure if that's true, but nonetheless, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to get into this little thing. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get up every single day, especially this early in the morning. So thank you guys for joining me. We've been doing a lot of things here lately. We've been doing a lot of growth with what we're trying to do in the community. I think it's something that is absolutely needed. So if this is your first time here, then we have a lot more things besides just this morning show. We have our main show here for the ladies watching out there. We have a ladies show that's about to be coming out. We've got a whole entire ladies group. We do giveaways on this channel. We have all kinds of things going on, community involvement. So if it's your first time here joining us, then do consider sticking around because we think you might like it. Just recently, I got on board with Dubby, and I was kind of hesitant at first because I'm not really the kind of person that I just don't really do the whole I'm going to try this supplement kind of thing. I'm just not really that kind of person, but I tried it, and I got to tell you, I like it. I like it. I'm kind of a Dubby fan, and I got I got this little tub here that they sent me. I thought that it was like gummies, but they actually have it's like a powder, almost like a workout powder. And I actually tried that. They sent me this really awesome, it's really awesome cup. I got this Joker style purple and green cup. And so I take my little workout powder here. It's not really workout powder. It's more like wake up powder. It's not the same thing as a pre-workout though. It's not, because pre-workout is that's basically cocaine. That stuff will get you right. No, this is it's basically just energy in a tub. Energy in a tub. And I have to have this. I'm a caffeine and energy person. And so the thing that I got on board with this brand is because they advertise this as jitterless. It actually says right there on the tub, jitterless. And I can tell you that it's actually pretty accurate. It's fairly jitterless, although I'm not sure if I took the correct amount or not. But nonetheless, when I wake up in the morning, I really need to kind of get things going. I'm very sluggish out of bed. And so on the days where I kind of hit the coffee too hard, a lot of times I'll go in for the W because it's a little bit easier to deal with. So definitely check them out for sure. If you haven't had it before, it's really good. Everything that you're seeing here, the podcast, sponsored by Official Patriot Gear. For those of you who haven't had the chance to check out Official Patriot Gear, please do consider doing that because they're an awesome company, a company that I wholeheartedly support. Patriot Gear is my brand. It's what I wear. So for those of you who haven't had a chance, please do consider checking out Patriot Gear. Have a coffee with me this morning. Hope everybody's feeling great today. I'm doing my best to kind of wake up and get back on the horse, as it were. With everything going on in the world right now, especially going on in our country, it's so hard. It's so hard to get up and really do this every single day because sometimes you just don't want to. Sometimes I just don't want to deal with it. Sometimes I would rather just go back to bed. Go and play with my kids and just forget that the world, especially our country, is just this horrible, because the truth of it is, it's so horrible right now. 250th anniversary of our country, and this is where we're at. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not sure about you. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. How is everybody feeling today? I hope you're all awake. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. It does. The world is a very, very heavy place right now. Guys, if I could get you to do me a favor, whatever social media platform you're watching us on this morning, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, Rumble, do me a favor. Tap the fingers on the screen, like, share, subscribe, do all of that, because that's what we need you to do. We're moving this thing quite along. And we've got a lot of really big things. In the time that we started this podcast, The Magic Carpet Ride, we have been blessed by some of the greatest people. We've got amazing sponsors. The show is actually taking off. It's being built brick by brick from the ground up with an amazing staff. And I'm super, super happy for that. Of course, sponsored by Official Patriot Gear. For those of you who haven't checked out Official Patriot Gear, please do take a second and go check them out. www.officialpatriotgear.com/obvious. Just like that. Tell them Cap sent you. I actually have my own line coming out. For those of you that are not aware, hopefully it'll be released sometime before the end of the summer. But I'm looking forward to that. Good morning to everybody that's coming in from all of the social media platforms. I hope that you are having a great morning. Wake up, have yourself a coffee, and let's move right along to what's going on in Belfast, Ireland. If you have not been paying attention as to what's going on in Belfast, Ireland, it's pretty much a revolution. And the interesting thing is that yesterday we tried to talk about it on the channel, and wouldn't you know it, ChatGPT, along with Grok, would not allow my team to create images that have, I don't know, an Islamic flag burning in them. But strangely enough, it would let you create exactly the same image with an American flag burning. And it made me think. I had this question in my head. I said, why would these things happen? Why does it seem like AI is trying to actively subvert a revolution, an active revolution happening in Belfast, Ireland right now? A revolution that, quite frankly, I think is necessary. I mean, if for those of you that are not aware of what's going on in Belfast, Ireland, let me give you the skinny. Essentially, you have a member of the Muslim population who chose to be violent with a member of the Irish population. That was pretty much the last straw for the people of Belfast. A Muslim man ended up actually decapitating somebody in the middle of the street. And since then, the residents of Belfast, Ireland, have taken up their militia, literally going door to door and telling people, come and join the party. And I can't help but point out the obvious. Everybody knew this was coming. This is something that the Muslim population does and has done for hundreds of years. If they're the minority, they act differently, or at least it seems to be that way from my very, very minimalist opinion. Nonetheless, it does seem to be that way. But the experts will all agree that this is part of the plan. When a Muslim population comes to a country and they are the minority, they act differently. But when they reach a majority, things tend to change. And that's what's happening in the UK. And that's what's happening in Belfast. And it's happening to such an extent that the people themselves are actually taking to the streets. I mean, it's a revolution. But what's interesting to me is how over here in America, we are now so much in line of being a communist country that we can't even report on these things. You know, we can't talk about them. You know, we're being silenced on social media. I mean, we're basically a communist country at this point. That's communism. State-controlled media, state-controlled opinions. And if you don't have the same opinion, your opinion's not going to be told. I mean, it's absolutely scary how close we are to communism in this country. But I digress. It's a midterm year, and all over social media, if you are not on the trendy train, your story's just not going to be told. And it's making all of my friends very careful about what they're having to say. Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Correct. Now you have everybody everywhere is being accused of being a racist. Well, see, that only works if you give a damn. I don't give a damn what anybody chooses to call me. Your opinion of me is absolutely irrelevant to me. And I would like to also point out one other little obvious fact too, and that is having an opinion is part of the First Amendment. If you can't deal with somebody having an opinion about you, whether it be good, positive, or in between, you don't need to be in this country. You're not for here. And I've always said that on social media, that anybody's opinion of me is completely irrelevant. Have all the opinions that you want. That is your right as an American citizen. Do you? Thank you guys so much for joining me here all over social media. I really appreciate all of you being here. Of course, what we're doing here is it's kind of new and it's kind of revolutionary. And of course, it's a little bit difficult to get up at 6:30 in the morning and blather off your opinion to everybody. So thank you guys for being around, sticking around with me on that. Top stories, most interesting things that we're going to be dealing with this year are going to be the midterms. If we can get past that with all the distractions, I think that we might be doing okay, but it's going to be a rough year, you guys. It's going to take everybody to really get off their butts to go out and vote this year. And it's really important. And speaking of voting and speaking of the midterms, I want to give a special congratulations and shout out to Scott Presler, who was actually just elected into office in Pennsylvania. For those of you who haven't been following Scott Presler, he's one of the very few conservatives who are really out there on the streets. Scott Presler is on the streets every single day in Pennsylvania, going door to door, knocking on doors and getting single votes for the Republican Party. I've watched Scott for quite some time do this every single day. I have a lot of respect for what he does. And yesterday, he was actually elected into office. So I want to give a big shout out to Scott. Congratulations, Scott. That's really what it takes. It's real easy to sit online and talk about what you want to do every day, what you would do if you were in charge. It's a totally different animal to get up there and really do the job, to walk on your 2 feet by yourself and go to door and garner and select vote and get votes for the Republican Party. And that's exactly what Scott has been doing. So I give him all of the respect for that. Congratulations, Scott. Keep it up, bud. Guys, if you're just now joining me here, we are hanging out. We are having our coffee. We are waking up for the day. And it's good to see all of you guys. I can't believe that I'm actually reading information. I have to read it over and over again. I can't believe I'm reading this where it actually says that there is no evidence that we're releasing ticks. So what are these boxes that everybody's finding then? What are these boxes? Did somebody go out into the woods and just put random boxes into the woods and then completely cover them with ticks? What are they then? What about all of these animals that are being found all over farms, covered in ticks? What's going on with it? Is this just a random occurrence? I'm sorry, but there comes a point to where the gaslighting should actually upset you. And if it doesn't upset you, that's probably why you vote Democrat. And that's probably why you don't care that your country is falling into communism. And it's all fun and games right now. It's all fun and games right now because it puts American citizens against each other. It creates it creates division. And quite frankly, people love that. People eat it up. People love that drama. They love that tea. But it's not going to be all fun and games, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you're not able to eat red meat. It's not going to be fun and games whenever our entire country falls to Marxist communism, because the fact is, that's where it's headed. If we cannot pull out of these midterms, if the Republicans cannot secure some damn votes, then that's exactly where our country is headed. And I really believe that we are the last remaining generation. Boomers, millennials, Generation X, Generation Z. These are the last remnants of generations that have any hope of saving this country. And I mean any hope. And it's literally just the boomers and the millennials. My son's generation could give a damn about what's going on in this country, and rightly so. They're raised with tablets. They're raised with, with these comforts that we didn't have as children. And you are dealing with a society that is on the verge of collapse. We are not the strongest country in the world anymore. The only reason we have any power is because we are, a society full of bullies with the most bullets. Our education is down. Our literacy is in the absolute shit. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible where our country is right now. But yet we try to convince everybody every single day that we're okay. It is all gravy. I disagree. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. How's everybody feeling this morning? Have you guys checked out Patriot Gear yet? You totally should. There's so many things going on in the community right now. Like, we've got so many good things. For those of you who are not aware, we recently started a group for conservative women because I felt like the ladies needed a home, needed a space. And so we started the Conservative Women's Group, and in less than 7 days' time, this group has gained close to 1,000 members. And that says a lot. To number one, at least to me, it tells me that the ladies needed a home. Then the ladies need a place to call their own, and we provided that. And I'm really happy with that. It also tells me that we're ultimately divided, and we need to fix that. And so I'm definitely trying to do that with the help of this community. But I want to make a special announcement to all of the ladies. First off, congratulations to all of you. I'm super happy and proud of this group and everything that it's accomplishing. This is the Conservative Women's Group. You can find it on Facebook groups. Really happy with everything that's going on there. You've got a really awesome group of ladies that decided to come together on their own. We just simply provided a space for them to do that. But these ladies have come together on their own, and they've grown their group to close to 1,000 members. And because of that, I want to announce a special giveaway that I'm going to be doing for these ladies at the 1,000 member mark, which should probably happen today. I will be doing a giveaway sponsored by Official Patriot Gear at the 1,000 member mark. We're actually going to be giving away, this is actually supposed to be another hat, but I'm actually going to be giving away the pink Protect the Children hat and also the Protect the Children shirt. That's actually going to go with that. And that's going to be given away at the 1,000 member mark. We're going to post the information on the Conservative Women's Group probably later today. And it's going to be a random giveaway. To enter this giveaway, ladies, all you're going to have to do is engage with the post here, like, comment, share, and repost. And you're going to repost to a group of your choice, women's group of your choice. We also are going to ask you to go to Official Patriot Gear and make a free account with Official Patriot Gear, because you get benefits from that. There's things that come with making an account. You can stay up to date on what's going on. And of course, you get the drops. And then we're going to ask you to share this information with 3 friends directly, because growth is what it's all about. And then we're going to take and select a random winner. And then I will personally call the Official Patriot Gear store in Cape Coral, because the pink hat is only available at the Cape Coral location. And I will personally call and order your stuff and have it sent to your house, because I'm awesome. So again, just want to give a special shout out to the ladies in the conservative women's group. Thank you guys for everything that you're doing. This is a special giveaway just for you at the 1,000 member mark to show our love and appreciation for you guys coming together as a community. Also, we have a lot of things coming together on the Magic Carpet Ride. Of course, we have our main show, and that's coming together, and it's wonderful. We have guests lined up left and right. And I want to tell you who they are, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. But we've got good guests lined up. We've got many good guests lined up, along with a great show. And we're going to continue to bring that to you every single week. So make sure that you're following us on all of our social medias. We got big things coming. We're also, for the ladies, we're also going to be holding an audition sometime soon for a third voice on our women's edition of our podcast. So we do have a lot of big things going right now in this community, a lot of important things, and we want to make sure that you're around for all of that. So make sure that you're following on all social medias and stay up to date with what's going on. If you're just joining us, I'm Cap, and the world is annoying. I hope all of you are awake. So I saw this video yesterday, and I wanted to touch on this before we get to the point to where we all have to go on about our day. It's important to understand that you are in a space where government entities, mainstream media, and the news are telling you that things do not exist. There is no credible evidence that they're telling you, okay? But if you go on social media, you'll find an entirely different story. Why do you think that exists? It's either one of two things, ladies and gentlemen. Either your friends and neighbors, people on social media, are taking every opportunity that they can to lie to you, to manipulate you, to make up stories for the sole purpose of clout, clicks, and views, which, let's just be real, is a possibility. Or they're real. Now, I'm of the opinion, based on everything that I've seen, and I encourage you to do your own research, that what is happening right now is real. I believe it's real, and I'll tell you why. I think that we are dealing with a society that is broken. I think that our country is on the verge of collapse. I think that the only thing that's holding it together right now, besides Band-Aids and hope, is a veil of lies, misinformation. I think that we are all being manipulated and lied to such an extent that we don't know what to believe anymore. And I think that this is being done on purpose. And if you're going to be the kind of person that's going to listen to a person's story, a farmer, and you're going to look at evidence and you're going to deny that with your own two eyes because your government or a news source told you that that information is incorrect, I need you to understand that you are one vote away from communism. If you have to have another person or entity, much less your government, tell you what is going on, you live in a very, very dangerous place. So I want to encourage all of you today to do some research. That little feeling that's in the back of your head that's telling you, hey, this doesn't sound right. This doesn't feel right. That's because it's not right. And it's at that point your responsibility to do your own research, because I've done mine. And you're not going to convince me at this point that there's no evidence that these things aren't happening, because there is evidence. And when you actually get off of your butt and you go and you do the research and you listen to the farmers that are on the ground, that are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, you listen to the hunters that are in the woods that are finding these things. At that point, would you choose to be so heartless and irresponsible that you would just brush these people off? I challenge you to think about how dangerous that is. Think about how dangerous that is in a society where you would choose to brush off your neighbor because your government told you that they're wrong. They did that in Germany too. I need everybody to understand the environment that you're in. Why are we dealing with this? Well, it's quite simple. Because America is on the verge of a revolution, just like everywhere else in the world, just like Belfast, just like the UK. Americans are done. The only difference is over here in America, we have all the guns. And if Americans so chose, we could get up right now and change our country. That's the problem. That's the threat. And that is why they will do whatever they can to convince you that you're crazy, that you're wrong, that none of these things are happening. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that if America really believed these things were happening, we would have already had a changing of the guard. I would like everybody to remember the fact that it is your responsibility as American citizens to your country to do something about it if it's wrong. I think that's one thing that we've lost touch with in this country. It is our right and our responsibility to fix our government and our country if it is going in the wrong direction. And let's be frank with each other. It's been going in the wrong direction for quite some time. The reality is, it is our responsibility, not our government's. That is the problem. We have lost our sense of responsibility to our country. We rely on these people who volunteer their services to this country to go and fight wars so that we can sit on our fat asses and have opinions. That is wrong. That is something that we need to change in this country, and it needs to happen yesterday. So as long as there is breath in my lungs, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to preach this rhetoric because I believe that it's the right thing. We've lost our sense of integrity, moral value. Our compass in this country is gone. We are a society full of cowards. And I think that we can do better. So I want to encourage all of you today, when you're out and about in the world, look around, think about it for a second, really give some thought to what you're doing. Ask some questions, do some research, show a little respect to your fellow citizens around you. Maybe choose to be selfless today and do something for somebody else. Maybe ask questions instead of talking. Because the simple fact is, we have lost sight of what it means to be an American citizen, and we really need to get that back. Things used to be different in this country. We used to have a sense of pride. We no longer have that anymore. Now we just have paranoia. That's called communism. When you have your government convince you that everybody around you is your enemy, then you start having a society full of paranoia, hate, and division. And it's gonna be up to us to change that, ladies and gentlemen. We have to change it. There's no other way around it. That's why we started this thing. That's why I started this. Because we need unity. We need solidarity. We need to come together as one voice. Because things are only going to get worse. They're going to get a lot worse before they get better. I want everybody to do some research on this today. Research this. And think about this. Think about this before you research it. This should put some fire underneath you. Apparently, this doesn't exist. Apparently, we are all crazy. Okay. All of us are crazy. None of this exists. So my challenge to you today is go out and try to find the real truth. I hope everybody has a great day today. I'm going to see you guys probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up. I'm going to try to get up every day and keep doing this. But for right now, I hope that all of you have a wonderful day. Say a prayer, be selfless, and enjoy your day today. I know I have to go to work. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Much love. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.